So, you decided to retire to France. The food, the culture, the lifestyle, all of it is calling your name. But before choosing a region, it will be helpful to understand the French scale of things, how the French think about cities, towns, villages, and the countryside. Because the setting you choose will shape your daily life more than anything else. So let's walk through them, from cities down to the quiet hamlets, and help you picture where you feel most at home. For the cities, many people imagine Paris first, but France has other cities with their own kind of magic, lively, cultural and full of life. Think of Lyon, wrapped between its rivers, Toulouse, glowing pink in the evening light, Strasbourg with its timbered charm and winter feel, Bordeaux, grand and elegant, Rennes, youthful and creative, Nice, bathed in Mediterranean sun, or Montpellier, bright and buzzing. By French standards, these are proper cities, big enough that you will use the tram or the bus and you won't cross them on foot by choice, but still more human in feel than many cities elsewhere. Here you have culture, you have markets, restaurants, concerts, universities and accessible healthcare, all close together. You trade space for convenience though. Flats are the norm, gardens are rare, and life moves at a lot quicker pace. City life suits those who love variety, movement and having everything close at hand, even if it's not always within walking distance. Then you have France's large towns, places that many French people see as more as small cities than anything else, the perfect middle ground. Big enough to have a real heartbeat, yet calm enough to be incredibly livable. Think of Vannes, with its medieval streets and sea breezes, or La Rochelle, bright and maritime, Angoulême, perched above the Charente, Le Mans, crowned by its cathedral and known for its 24-hour car race, or even Valence, resting on the Rhone. These towns have life all year round. Several weekly markets, cafes, restaurants, cultural events, sports centres, cinemas, you name it, they've got it. And importantly, good transport connections. Either a TGV stop or a mainline train or a nearby motorway can make everyday life and visiting family far much easier. In the centre you'll find apartments and townhouses. Just a few minutes out you'll find detached homes with gardens, in high demand because they offer that rare mix of space and convenience, and with prices that suit. Life here has rhythm without rush. Enough going on that you feel connected, but never overwhelmed. It's France at a comfortable, everyday pace. Then we have the small towns or the market towns, what the French call bourg or petite ville. A step down in size, but not in charm. The traditional market towns that hold the countryside together. To many foreign buyers, they look like big villages, but in French thinking, they are very much small towns with a purpose. Think upon TV, the central spot of Brittany, Ruffec in the Charente with its gentle river, Bourget en Anjou, quietly elegant, or Pont-l'Abbé, full of Breton character, or Mortagne au Perche with its antique shops and old world charm. These towns serve their communities. You often find some supermarkets, a choice of cafes and restaurants, a weekly market, a college or three, doctors and possibly even a hospital, and a steady rhythm of everyday life. They're big enough that you're not cut off, but small enough that you recognise faces. The baker, the butcher, and if they still have one, the candlestick maker. Prices tend to be calmer, and you often get more house and more lifestyle for your budget. If you want countryside at your doorstep without losing the comfort of local services, this is a wonderful option. And then you reach what the French call villages, the small, more intimate communities scattered across France. Average size from 500 inhabitants up to 2,500. Some just a handful of streets, others a little wider, all with a gentler rhythm and a friendly pace of life. Besides first impressions, a French village can be surprisingly lively. You might still find a bakery, a small bar or cafe, a restaurant, a primary school and definitely a mairie, and often a weekly market that brings everyone together. Life revolves around the church square, the local associations and the familiar faces you pass each morning. In summer, village life is postcard perfect. Golden evenings, neighbours chatting outside, the scent of honeysuckle in the warm air. And in winter? Well, far from being forgotten, many villages become more social. During the week they may seem quiet, almost dead, but most weekends there's usually something happening. A communal meal, a lotto night, a concert, a brocante, a village walk, or one of those soirees organised by the local associations. Housing ranges from stone cottages to renovated farmhouses, definitely with more space for your money than those you find in town. You will rely more on your car, but the reward is peace and a sense of belonging that is hard to find elsewhere, and certainly not in the towns. Village life suits those who want calm, friendliness and a genuine slice of local life. Close-knit, warm and a little dose of old school magic. Beyond the villages lies the true countryside. Hamlets, farmhouses and homes tucked amongst fields and woodland. The France of big skies, birdsong and quiet lanes. In summer it feels almost cinematic. Soft golden light in the evenings, peaceful bike rides under the trees, long meals outdoors on the terrace, and for many people a plunge in their private pool to cool off. But in winter the rhythm does slow down. Misty mornings, wood crackling on the fireplace, quiet evenings at home. It's calmer, more intimate, and it suits those who enjoy the simpler things of life, or who just like having their own personal space. Because here you certainly get space. Gardens, land, barns, but also a little more responsibility. You will definitely rely on your car, as shops will be a drive away. But for many, that's exactly the appeal. A life of peace, nature and privacy. If you dream of morning coffee with birds for company, long afternoons in the garden and starry nights with no light pollution, this is where France truly shines. But one thing we mustn't forget also are the tourist areas. Seaside towns, mountain villages, lakeside resorts and those famous beauty spots people simply fall in love with on their holidays. In season, these places can feel almost too full of energy. But once the season ends, everything changes. Shops close, restaurants take breaks, and streets that were buzzing in July or during the ski season can become, well, let's say, very quiet. Some people love the peace. Other people find it, well, overwhelming. The key is simple. When you're looking for a property, always visit out of season. See the places when the crowds are gone, because that quieter version is the one you'll live in most of the year round. Tourist areas can be wonderful places to live, but they do change with seasons. Understanding both sides helps you choose somewhere that feels right for all year round. And if you're clever, you'll actually choose somewhere close enough to the tourist spots for the summer life, but far enough for the winter life. So, which one is right for you? A city that gives you culture and convenience. A large town that gives you balance and connections. A market town gives you community and practicality. A village gives you charm and everyday friendliness. And then the countryside, which gives you space, nature and tranquility. There is no best place, one which suits all. It's only what fits you. The smartest approach for you as a potential buyer in France is to explore. Visit different types of places, speak to locals and see how each one feels. What's magical in August can feel very different in February, and understanding that before you buy makes all the difference. France has room for every dream, from lively cities to quiet stone hamlets. Choose with your head as well as your heart and you'll find the perfect corner of France. Now, if you're watching this and thinking about buying property in France yourself and you'd like a bit of a guidance with your project, you can complete the short inquiry form via the QR code at the top here or via the link in the description at newtonlinks.com/help. Just tell me a little bit about what you're looking for and I'll take a look at your project. And if this helped you, give it a like, subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next one. I'm Dan Newton, the French estate agent. À bientôt.